Good evening to one and all. On behalf of the Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce and Industry, I'm extremely delighted to welcome you all to the conference on Healthier Heart for a Better Tomorrow. A special welcome to Srimati Karuna IS Secretary to Government Director of School Education, Government of Telangana. Thank you so much, ma'am, for agreeing to participate in today's program. We really appreciate that. Welcome to Padma Shri, Dr. A.G. Gokhale. Okay. Renowned Indian cardiac surgeon, Dr. Bakchi. Yes. From ASCI, and all our panelists, Dr. Bhavani, Dr. Raju, and Dr. Shrikant Babu. Thank you so much for participating in today's program. We are thankful for the invaluable support of our associate partners, Landmark Builders, Dadu's Enchante, ASCI, Prompt Packaging Limited, and Sahrudya Foundation. So we acknowledge and thank you for all the support of our partners. Sorry? The Federation is playing a proactive role and you all are all aware of it, but I'm sure there are a lot of new non-members who have joined us today. So we have been playing an active role in promoting the industrial growth in the state through its services and facilities. And it was 3 years back that we, during the pandemic, madam, we had to initiate this healthcare and disaster management committee, which is being led by our chair, Shekhar Agarwal, yes. So you know, a lot of activities that we've conducted over a period of time. And like I was mentioning, we have series of activities and programs and projects planned for the coming years also. So this event on the healthcare is led by Shekharji, and the session is one of its kind, which will enable us to understand the aspects of keeping a healthier heart. The next year, we will also witness the committee take the lead in working on various projects, research studies, conferences, skill program, and real-time services for our members. Before we begin the session, we would like to show a short film of FTCC and we'll proceed further.
1917, the year when a dedicated organization, the Deccan Chamber of Commerce, was formed to encourage trade and commerce activities. The historical journey of the organization has witnessed great transformation as per the changing needs of the industry and businesses. The Federation of Telangana Chambers of Commerce and Industry, FTCCI, a legacy of excellence, voice of the industry, representing interests of over 25,000 businesses of all sizes, sectors and regions, is empowering industry and trade of Telangana state. A world leader in pharma, a global hub for vaccine, home to all major MNCs, leader in IT exports, and emerging first stop of India. FTCCI advocates a pro-business environment, caters to the needs of MSMEs, budding entrepreneurs, and traders through its advisory services in taxation, market information, industry-related issues, B2B connection. The Chamber has its nominees in the state-level advisory committees to help drive business productivity. FTCCI aids in providing certificate of origin for exporters, issues visa recommendation for business travels. The Federation imparts job skills through its dedicated skill center. It has adopted 14 government ITIs to improve the employability of students. With a uniquely global perspective, the FTCCI events reach a highly engaged audience, policymakers and stakeholders aiming towards Atmanirbhar Bharat.
FTCCI to work with government, tell us and guide us, कि हम लोग क्या कर सकते हैं to remain competitive, to remain better than our competition. FTCCI for joining us, and I thank the office bearers of FTCCI for inviting me. Jai Telangana, Jai Hind.
Come and be a part of this dynamic and proactive organization. Together, let's realize the vision for a progressive future.
Vishala. I would now invite the dignitaries onto the stage, and I request President and Chair to please accompany our chief guest and guest of honor onto the stage. A big round of applause for Srimati Vatika Karuna, IAS officer. Dr. Nirmala Bagchi, Director General ASCI. Dr. A.G.K. Gokhale, renowned cardiac surgeon. I request the President to please welcome our chief guest and guest of honor with a plant.
I request Mr. Anil Agarwal, President FTCCI, to welcome address.
Good evening. Hearty welcome to Srimati Vakati Karunaji, IAS Secretary to Government, Director of School Education and former Commissioner, Department of Health, Medical and Family Welfare, Government of Telangana. Padma Shri Dr. A.G.K. Gokhale ji, renowned Indian cardiac surgeon. Dr. Nirmala Bagchi, Director General in charge, ASCI. Dr. Bhavani, Superintendent, Government Nature Cure Hospital. Dr. Lingaraju, Principal, Government Homeopathic College. And my colleagues, Senior Vice President Meera Jaydev and Vice President Shri Singalji, members of Managing Committee, past presidents, other dignitaries, doctors and professors, invitees and participants. Thank you for coming to this very important session on healthier heart for better tomorrow. And welcome to this important conference. And we have seen a rapid transition over the past couple of decades in healthcare sector. No doubt it is the responsibility of the government to provide infrastructure and health facilities to all citizens. But at the same time, we as a citizen, we have got our own responsibilities to maintain our health and assist the government so that the burden is not much on the government. India is a developing economy and with a large population. As per WHO standards, doctor to population ratio should be minimum 1:1000. That's the standard. India is reaching to that levels, reaching to that target. But developed countries like USA, Germany, Australia, they are much above that 1:1000. They are in the region of 3:1000 doctor to population ratio. And moreover, India is also now has become a chronic heart disease capital of the world. That is a fact. We should understand that. And the most common cause leading to coronary artery disease and heart attacks are our wrong lifestyle diseases, lifestyle choices and food, and lack of exercises. So we have to take precaution to keep your heart healthy and running. the objective of this conference, where all our experts are there from different fields, like maybe from allopathy, Ayurvedic, homeopathy, and naturopathy. They are here to educate us and actions to be taken to prevent and control cardiovascular diseases. There are so many premature deaths are happening, especially after COVID. And young deaths, in fact, very young deaths. So let us understand from all the experts what precaution and actions to be taken. Today we'll have more information, lot of more information about our heart, that by our eminent dignitaries, and I hope and sure that at the end of the session we will be enlightened, and without taking much time, I think ye dil mange more, right? So we'll continue. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Vikram Naga, co-convener of Healthcare Committee, to introduce our guest of honor, Dr. Nirmalya Bagchi, Director General from Administrative Staff of College of India.
A very warm good evening to all of you. As a co-convener of this health committee, it's my pleasure and privilege to introduce to all of you Dr. Nirmalya Bagchi, who is the Director General in charge and Dean of Research and Management Studies at the Administrative Staff College of India. He holds a PhD in Business Management and MBA. At ASCI, Dr. Bagchi has worked on important assignments sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Defense Research and Development Organization, European Commission, UNICEF, Department of Administrative Reforms and Public Grievances, Reserve Bank of India, Ministry of Steel, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, and so on and so forth. Findings of one of his studies, titled the Study to Identify Policy Measures for New Science, Technology and Innovation Policy 2013, sponsored by the Department of Science and Technology, has been used to develop the new science and technology and innovation policy 2013 of the country. Over to you.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Now I invite our guest of honor, Dr. Nirmala Bagchi, Director General of ASCI, to address the gathering.
Srimati Karuna, IAS, Sri Anil Agarwal, Shekhar Agarwal, Padma Shri Dr. Gokhale, CEO FTCCI, distinguished guests, friends, students. It gives me great pleasure to be here. Initially, I was a little confused, but immediately my confusion was, or the fears were allayed, because I was wondering what is a federation which essentially deals with trade and commerce? What is their interest in a topic of public health? Then I realized that FTCCI and FICCI has worked with ASCI in a very, very close manner in 2020 at the beginning of COVID. And then I realized perhaps that's the trigger, because good health is also good for business. And because if a population is healthy, business will be stronger. So perhaps that's the motivation. And also maybe the motivation is a little altruistic, in a sense that maybe the federation also wants to give back to society in its own way through these events. Be that as it may, it's indeed a great pleasure that we are having this event where a lot of thinking is going to happen. We have very distinguished experts who are experts in their fields from different streams, allopathy, homeopathy, Ayurveda, who are going to enlighten us on how to keep our heart healthy. Much has been said about this topic, about heart. A lot of things are already known, but like a frog which, in a warm water, most of us, we don't initiate those actions. Maybe this event is going to be trigger for that. We know exercise is important. Very few of us do that regularly. We know just a 10 minutes exercise in a day significantly improves your cardiovascular health. Very few of us actually put that into action. These kind of events will trigger those thoughts in our minds, and hopefully we will have that kind of inspiration to go ahead and also implement those things in our life, because prevention is the first step towards achieving universal care. The other thing I wanted to mention is that there are also, while heart is a very individual thing, every individual has one, but the government also has a role to play in the sense that when we are talking about a healthy heart, naturally the things which come to our mind is that there must be avenues for doing exercises. With the city growing at a breathtaking speed, concrete structures coming up, I know that the Telangana government is creating a lot of civic infrastructure, cycling tracks and things like that, but I think perhaps more needs to be done to create open public spaces for people to walk, for example. Walking is a wonderful exercise in itself. So these are perhaps some of the things which as citizens we can ask from the government, that when a new infrastructure gets created, perhaps pavements and areas of people to walk around will also contribute to healthier living, healthier heart. Associated with this is also diet, and I'm sure that many people are going to focus on that aspect. And of course, last but not the least, it's the doctors who are our gods, who actually help us when we are in dire needs. So here we have with us Padam Shri Dr. Gokhale, who I know for sure is not just a man with a fine brain, but an excellent hands, but also a fine heart. So I would not like to take more of your time, because you have come here to listen to all these dignitaries. Thank you for having me here. From our organization side, from Administrative Staff College of India, we have always been passionate and excited about these issues. So anytime you need our help, I'm just a phone call away. I can assure you that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Now I request our president to felicitate our special chief guest, Dr. Srimati Vakati Karna IAS, Secretary to Government, Director of School Education, and former Commissioner of Health, Medical and Family Welfare, Government of Telangana, for her outstanding contribution in the healthcare sector. And please join other dignitaries also, our immediate past president and senior VP Mila Jaydev sir, VP Vice President, Advisor BP Acharya sir.
Good evening, friends. Madam is now, she is a secretary for education, and formerly he was in health and family welfare, and her contribution to the state of Telangana is immense. One is a technology intervention in healthcare. Number two is mother and baby care. Another is, all of us, we read day in and day out on the KCR kit and many other initiatives of Madam, and which is going in a very long run to help. So it is rarely it is remembered after the person leaves her post. And the time we reached to her, she says, it was my duty, I'm paid for it. Madam, you are very, very humble. The time the person leaves the chair is remembered, it's true respect for the person, and will be certainly bothering you for the quality and affordable health for all. Telangana Vision 2030 document. I'd just like friend Dr. Gokhale Garu to add a couple of words for me.
Yeah, as a heart specialist, I know of a few areas where she contributed enormously. I actually met her a few years back, about 3 years back, and that time she is in health sector, and after that Usmania Hospital, you know, the premier institute in this combined Telugu states, the first one. Everyone, when you say medical college, the number one medical college and hospital has always been Usmania. And for that, to get a cath lab was a humongous task. Very, very difficult. And she made it happen. And today, Usmania Hospital has got an excellent cath lab where a common man can go there and get cardiac investigations done. It took almost, the people have been asking for it for almost 5 to 10 years, I know of that, but she made it possible. The other area where she contributed enormously, sitting in that chair, was managing patients with heart attack, what is called STEMI program. That means we know the commonest problem is a heart attack. When a heart attack happens, anyway in the city, we try to run to the corporate hospitals. But what about a common man? What about all these people in the periphery, where we know 60% of the population or more lives in the rural areas? And she made this hub and spoke model where all the medical colleges, she made sure that they have cath labs, and there are the peripheral centers like a few PHCs and a few district hospitals where doctors are trained on identifying heart attacks. And from there, she put you made use of technology. The centers like Osmania, Warangal, and these medical colleges where there are a lot of cardiologists, they immediately send it by WhatsApp or through the technology, the ECG, and in 5 minutes, these people diagnose and they tell them how to treat it. And once they are treated, using our ambulance services, they are shifted to the primary center where there are cath labs. And this is a terrific model. And this is a model which is probably will be emulated by many states in this country. And she contributed enormously for the health. I mean, this is what we want to see. We all say it is the government's responsibility to provide health and education. But you know, it's very easy to say and very difficult to do. We all recognize that behind the scenes, behind the screens, of how difficult it is for the government. But people like her, they are the pillars who are taking this forward. And I'm sure one day people like her will make these things happen, that every common man can stay healthy, can get all the healthcare services provided in a planned manner. Today, anyone can walk into the corporate with a young fellow, but then the real needy people are not getting the services. Models like this, hub and spoke model, I mean, that is a fantastic idea, and that is how many problems can be sorted out. Thank you, madam, for your contribution.